there's spots on Mr. Faraday's hand. I wonder if it might be the ink from his fountain pen. Ooh, let's ask the lab guy. Detective Gumshoe! I confirm that the substance on Mr. Faraday's hand is the ink from his fountain pen. I see. Good work! You know, I've always wanted to say that, even if it was just one time in my life. If Mr. Faraday wrote with his fountain pen in his left hand, I think it's fair to assume he was left-handed. It appears that Mr. Faraday's pen is very important to our case as well. Okay, if you say so, pal. Very tidy pile of plastic bags on the table, and yet a portion of them wound up scattered on the floor as well. It's not likely that the ones on the floor were knocked over during a struggle, in which case might there not be another explanation as to how they got there? Another reason? I believe it's possible that the blood on the outside the bag is related somehow. Please get that blood away from me, pal. Gumshoe. Whose blood is on this bag? Hold on, let me ask the lab guy. Right, please hurry. If you get a load of this, pal, it's Mr. Faraday's. Oh, and the technician said they didn't find anything else on or in the bag either. It would appear that this bag is a very important piece of evidence. Okay, if you say so, I leave it in your hands, pal. His gun in his white hand. So this way got blown away by, right? Yes, sir! We found that the ballistic markings do match that gun. Ballistic markings are the figurative fingerprints a gun leaves on a bullet when fired. Every gun leaves some unique ballistic markings. Therefore, by looking at the markings on a bullet, you can tell which gun it came from. Yeah, that's it. Of course, I already knew all about that, pal. Come on, start covering some slack, will ya? So the bullet that was fired from this gun is what Mr. Well. Ouch! What's wrong, detective? My stomach starts to hurt just thinking about being stabbed. Just keep your mind on the case, alright? He was murdered himself? Detective Ainsley, you know? What makes you say that? He's been hard into the cruising several times for theft and assault, pal. So yeah, he's definitely the type that committed a murder or two. Get him into killing Mr. Deed Man. Hey, good point, pal. I knew my detective's intuition would send me something. Detective's intuition. Yep. You know all about it? It's a special feeling that all the time for this conversation right now. Let's return to the investigation. I want to get some Teresa's life in a courthouse. Yeah, Why did it have to be like this? I don't know what to say. I can't believe this happened while I was on watch, pal. Rather than beating yourself up, you should spend your time continuing the investigation. Become a detective in order to solve crimes? Yeah? Get back to work. Because of his murder. Right, I'm on it, pal. So soft I could see for all 25 hours of the day on this thing. Explosive ham. For keeping evidence safe, pal. I know that much, detective. You sure are good at this stuff, aren't you, pal? This guy. Fight between the two men. Flowery scent in the air. And there was so close in there, easily. Drawing off something useful for a change. There's someone's here through this window, pal. They won't wake up and smell the flowers after a fall from the 3rd floor. If we ignore the fact that there are also iron bars on the windows. I guess is that too. Either way, no one could get through these windows, right? Everything they designed this courthouse very nice. I guess there's not much left to investigate, huh? They really did kill each other. No, we can't conclude that quite yet. There's still something I find very particular here. The theory that they simply killed one another is too simplistic in this case. The fact there was actually a contradiction that shows there was another possibility. No way, pal. Really? I suppose I would just have to show you the contradiction in this crime scene. Eureka! Now we come face to face with the contradiction I spoke of, and it is this! Mr. Fodder used his left hand to write with his fountain pen. Ergo, he is left-handed. And yet the handgun is in his right hand. Don't you find it odd that the left-handed Mr. Fodder would hold the gun in his right hand? That, ladies and gentlemen, is the great contradiction haunting this crime scene. Hey, you're right, pal. That does seem kind of strange. But how could something like this happen? Facts add up to one conclusion and one way. Someone else put the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand after he died. Someone else? The facts scattered on the floor and the gun in the warm hand. I sense the presence of a shadowy figure behind this case. A person of vile intent who is serious about keeping the truth from us. It is probable that Mr. Wells survived for a short time after he was shot. However, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously from his stabbing. Interesting. Looks like we now know everything we need to know about this case. So we know everything. Of course! The incident began with Mr. Faraday attempting to get his revenge. The prosecutor went into a rage when being accused and tried to kill the defendant. But the defendant fought back and they ended up killing each other. It's all very clear and simple. There's absolutely no margin for doubt. You wouldn't believe that to be the truth. Are you saying that just because I figured out the truth before you, that you don't want to believe it's true? It's alright. If you disagree with my argument, then prove me wrong. Well, if there are any contradictions to be found, that is. Don't worry. I will. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, while Mr. Wells survived for a short time. From this, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Wells. Mr. Wells, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and stabbed him. Those are the facts of this case. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, therefore he must have attacked first. Doing that logic to be fast is probably the fastest way to show that she's wrong. In that case, let's first look for any holes in her theory. Mr. Faraday's death was instantaneous, but Mr. Wells survived for a short time. From that, it is obvious that Mr. Faraday died after he shot Mr. Wells. And Mr. Wells, while on the brink of death, stole Mr. Faraday's knife and he stabbed him. Hold it! So you believe that the dying Mr. Wells stole the knife from Mr. Faraday? Mr. Wells became desperate as he did not want to die. Human beings can do amazing things when they are put to the test. So the two men struggled. And in the end, Mr. Faraday was able to grab the knife and stab Mr. Faraday. The messy condition of this room is a testament to their struggle. Yes, my logic is perfectly sound. You really say that it's perfect? What are you insinuating? Nothing. However, I can't let what you said slide by without further inquiry. One must be clear and precise, so if you could add your statement to your testimony. Fine. He struggled and Mr. Wade used the last of his strength to counterattack Mr. Faraday. Objection! If the two men were fighting, their struggle would have certainly caused quite a bit of noise. However, Detective Gumshoe testified that he heard absolutely nothing. Ha! You place too much faith in that detective's testimony, you know. But for the sake of argument, let's say that wasn't a fight. How then did Mr. Well get his hands on the knife? Mr. Faraday's bag was sitting right here in lobby number 2. It is not hard to imagine that perhaps Mr. Wells saw a chance and took it out at some point. So, what you're saying is this. Mr. Wells took a chance when he saw the opportunity and took the knife from the bag. And then Mr. Faraday shot Mr. Wells after being stabbed. There's something strange in Francisca's statement just now. Something doesn't add up. Oh, really? It's simply not possible for Mr. Faraday to have shot Mr. Wells after being stabbed. Take that! According to the coroner's report, Mr. Faraday died instantaneously, meaning that he died immediately upon being stabbed by the knife. Ergo, he could not possibly have fired the gun after that. Ooh, he You got me. But of course. Well then, if the report is correct, there's only one correct explanation. We suppose that Mr. Well attacked first. And Mr. Faraday, who died instantaneously, would have been unable to kill Mr. Well. Therefore, Mr. Well must have stabbed Mr. Faraday after he was shot. Then they both died. That is the only explanation that makes logical sense. Negating your opponent's ideas are going to prove your own theory. I see you've been studying, Francisca. I just want to explain it to you as simply as possible. Before you foolishly propose a foolish theory that only a foolish fool like you could. How naive of you to believe that only your opinions are valid. And still expect to discover the truth that the crime scene offers you. Francisca, you still got a ways to go. What are you talking about? Are you saying there's a flaw in my logic? Mr. Faraday died instantly. And the fact that he did is what gives ways to the contradiction in this scene. The contradiction here is this crime scene is... Let me get this straight. What you are arguing is this. Mr. Faraday took the gun from his evidence bag and shot Mr. Well. Then the wounded Mr. Well found an opportunity to take the knife and strike back. Upon being stabbed, Mr. Faraday died on the spot and Mr. Well died thereafter. If that's the case, then how do you explain this? Take a good look at the order in which the bodies are piled. No! Mr. Faraday's body is lying on top of Mr. Wells. Therefore, Mr. Well must have died before Mr. Faraday. Impossible! I agree that it seems strange no matter what angle you approach it from. Which means that the real mystery behind this crime scene...
Objection!
No, not so fast, Miles Edgeworth. What now? I simply think you ought to think a bit more outside the box. It's even clearer now that the incident started with Mr. Faraday's murderous intent. He saw it bounced back quickly. An explanation wouldn't be enough this time. It's going to take some decisive evidence to prove her wrong. There was this chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Wells. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. It really doesn't matter in the slightest that they fell in the opposite order. I just knew that Francis' explanation isn't absolutely correct. All I have to do is find a hole in her logic. Once I do, I can then present her with the evidence that proves the contradiction. It was just chance that Mr. Faraday's body fell on top of Mr. Wells. The two bodies fell into a pile, which indicates that they attacked each other at the same time. Hold it! What do you mean by they attacked each other at the same time? I assume Mr. Faraday had the two different weapons in his hands. He made it to attack Mr. Well, while holding both the knife and revolver. And then, after Mr. Faraday fired the gun, Mr. Well grabbed the knife as he was falling and stabbed Mr. Faraday. That's how Mr. Well wound up on the bottom with Mr. Faraday on top. Close range, that is more than possible. This is possible, but well, if you have any other ideas, then show me what you got. Oh, I will. And to that extent, I'd like for you to append what you just said to your testimony. I don't see any points to that, but as you please. The fact indicates that they attacked each other at the same time from close range. So you believe they killed each other at close range? Sorry, but that's impossible. Just as it is written in the crime scene notes, the firing of the handgun did not leave a gunpowder bullet on Mr. Wells' clothes. Therefore, Mr. Well and the gun must have been separated by a distance of at least 2 or 3 yards. Yes, this is by far the biggest contradiction. The two bodies are piled up on each other, yet the gun was fired from a distance. And with there being no chance that Mr. Well moved that far after being shot, that leaves only one possible explanation. What a completely foolish line of foolish thought from a thoroughly foolish fool! If I'm not right, then who was it that made the first move with the intent to kill her? Who? The person that attacked first with most intent. That would be... here in this room. Contradictions appear no matter which man we claim attacked first. Thus, there can only be one explanation. There was a third person here! That third person who killed both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Well, and set their bodies up to make it look like a double murder. That third person is the real culprit. This is one thing you're missing. Evidence, correct? Exactly. Everything you said up until now is nothing but a story played out in your head. However, this is where the real test begins. Can you prove that there was a third person involved in this crime? Of course. If the third person was truly here, that fact will resolve the glaring contradiction. Proof that this has all been a set made to look like they killed each other. I'll present it and lay bare the final piece of the puzzle that's not yet in place. This is the piece of evidence that proves that there's a third person involved. Take that! The gun in Mr. Faraday's hand and the plastic bag with his blood on it. These two items point to the presence of a third person. How so? Call Detective Gumshoe's testimony. I was in the hallway the whole time. I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. If there wasn't a struggle in this room, then there shouldn't be any plastic bags on the ground. Meaning that someone else must have deliberately scattered them around. Do you not see the possibility in this? Disregarding the gun for the moment, there's a high probability of blood splatter when a knife is used on a person. If the culprit held the knife with a plastic bag around it, they could use the bag to catch any blood splatter from when they withdrew the knife. Then by spreading a few more plastic bags around, mixing the bloody one in with them, and arranging the room to make it look like there was a struggle between the two, they were able to conceal their presence. Ah! Looks like we've still got a long way to go in this investigation. Yes.
Objection!
What the heck's up with you, pal? Mr. Bad, I advise you to place Detective Gumshoe under arrest. What? What's the meaning of this? Looks like you're not man enough to discipline your own subordinates. Don't you dare. That detective claims he was there, standing in front of the door the entire time. I have it on good authority that it was all a giant lie. It's you. I ask that you please explain that last statement. I'll let His Honor explain it himself. I saw it with my own eyes, I tell you. During the recess, there was a period of time when there was no one in the hallway. What? See, Mr. Bad. So I ask you, what would a detective who was supposed to be doing his job the whole time want to fabricate such a lie? Gumshoe, kill Faraday? No! Of course not, sir! It would appear that the one who set this whole crime scene up is that detective. Which basically renders this testimony a complete lie and wholly invalid. It looks like your perfect logic has just come tumbling down, Miles. I was know the whole time, but I didn't hear a single peep of a struggle. Or is that statement really a lie? Detective Gumshoe, you're now a suspect in the murder of 2 men. Now spit out the truth, so help me. I haven't lied to anyone, sir. Honest. I really was there. I was in the hallway the whole time. Hold it! Detective Bad, I ask that you please do not act without my permission. After all, I am the one that is heading up this investigation, am I not? Don't talk like you know what's going on, boy. All I want is for this investigation to run perfectly. Perfection is the only wish of a disciple of Von Karma, after all. Therefore, before you take Detective Gumshoe into custody, I'd like to set the record straight on something. And what's that? What should I ask Detective Gumshoe about? I suppose the one thing I'd like to clarify is Detective Gumshoe's motive for committing this crime. Motive? Huh. Gumshoe, you got the grudge against Faraday or anything? No, sir, not me. Not a single bad thing against Mr. Faraday, sir. Is that the fact?
Objection!
You really have a problem with lying, don't you, Detective Gumshoe? I'm telling you, I am not lying! The more unnatural you act, the more suspicious you become, you know? If you want a motive, Edgeworth, I have one for you right here. Could you please share it with us? However, be forewarned that I won't hesitate to object to flights of fancy, because all I'm interested in is the perfect explanation. You serious, aren't you? Fine, you amuse me, so I'll give you with a little courtroom practice. It was about a week ago. I saw the detective getting chewed up by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He said they're super pairs, Mr. Faraday yelled. That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit. A brand new detective son getting his salary cut? That's a reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation? You totally misunderstand me, pal. No matter how mad I get, I could never hold a grudge. Quiet. We can't trust anything you say. So, there's nothing wrong with the motives he proposed per se. But there are some gaps in her logic that need to be filled in. This used perfect explanation may not be so perfect after all. It was about a week ago. I saw the detective get chewed out by a livid Faraday in front of the precinct. He stood there super pale as Mr. Faraday yelled, "That's a salary cut for you, you nitwit." A brand new detective son getting his salary cut? That's reason enough for a grudge. Well, how's that for the perfect explanation? Hold it! You call your explanation perfect. Is it not to your liking? Unfortunately for you, it's just not up to my standards. No? Is there something you want me to clarify in that case? What should I do? Should I raise an objection? Alright, if you could clear this one thing up for me. I understand Detective Gumshoe's potential motive for killing Mr. Faraday. However, what about his motive for killing Mr. Rell? His motive for killing Rell? Like I would know. If there was no clear motive for both of the murders, then I doubt this incident would have occurred. Wouldn't you agree? Is there anyone else who might have had a grudge against either of these two men? Or should we look into that ourselves? Oh, in that case, I have absolutely no idea. What? But that's impossible. She must know something! Can you please not glare at me like that? It makes me laugh. I didn't even do anything and you're already laughing anyway! Well, anyway, the way I see it, as long as he had a motive to kill one of the two, this crime would have played out the way it did anyway. Oh, you care to explain your logic? And this time, please try to provide a truly perfect explanation. Perfect this, perfect that. Something so uptight. The setup requires a chain for being a fun combo. Miles Edgeworth, I demand that you shut this rude woman up. I wish you'd both be quiet for just 1 second. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to explain it to you kids. There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. L. You really have to establish that someone had a grudge against one of the two men. Mr. L, who happened to be there, became a witness to Mr. Faraday's murder. Therefore, he was killed out of necessity and set up to look like they had killed each other. I wonder if that's really true. Is there no one out there for grudge against both men? I should take another hard look at the evidence for this morning's case. The second KZ8 incident, as people are calling it, involving an embassy staff member, and the two men who both wound up as suspects in the case. Is there something else I'm overlooking who is somehow related to them? There's no one out there with a motive to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Well.
Objection!
Miss Yu, I believe there is someone you overlooked in making your statement. Or rather, is it because you'd rather not bring this person up? What do you mean? We're looking for someone with a reason to kill both Mr. Faraday and Mr. Well. I can think of at least one person that fits the bill. He was the suspect in the original KG8 incident. And a member of the corporate and embassy staff, Mr. Manny Cochran. That's right. The very man who came to visit you earlier out in the hallway. Who killed a member of the European embassy staff, Mr. Rell, and the man who was the lead prosecutor of the KG8 incident, Mr. Faraday. Are you telling me that Mr. Cochin had no reason at all to kill both of these men? Well, I suppose he might have had a reason or two. You coming for me, pal? Maybe you're not such a bad guy after all. Don't get ahead of yourself. You're still a suspect. Make no mistake about that. Perfect evidence, the perfect testimony. These are the only things I wish to hold. But I didn't do it. You stay under my authority and go investigate Mr. Manny Cochin for me. And remember, I will not be very forgiving should any of this leak out. Oh, it? You don't investigate Cochin? You'll just be wasting your time. And why is that? Cochin was up in the viewing gallery watching the trial. Or so I was told. Every couple in this place is keeping an eye on the guys he around. And the only real suspect we have is still Detective Gumshoe. I suppose so. No way. Come on, Detective Bad. You're gonna believe me, son. I really was in that hallway the whole time, son. I never took a single step into this room, son. Okay. Then are you saying there was someone else who passed through the hallway? No, there was no one else, son. I said I believe you didn't do it. That is one incredibly foolish detective. Standing right in front of a crime scene all by himself. It's as good as a confession of guilt. It's a bit strange. Those criminals are kind of people who should have rights escaping their crimes. And if that detective really wanted to prove that he is innocent, I think he would have to very himself up. I spaced that while on duty or the like. Come on, Gumshoe. Time for your interrogation. Detective Bad. How's that, Joff? I will go on ahead and report this to Papa. And that, as they say, is right. Is that right, everyone? I suppose we should both be getting back to our real jobs now, huh? Before we do, Miss Yu, there's something I'd like to speak with you about. What is it? So, what did you want to ask me about? Current case of the murdered Copian Embassy staff member. I've heard that people have begun calling it the second KG-8 incident. Only among you law enforcement types. And what about it? I'd like for you to tell me everything you know about the original KG-8 incident. I'm afraid I can't help you. I don't know anything beyond what was reported in the papers. I believe you know much more, since you are directly tied to the KG-8 incident. I'd appreciate it if you stopped with the false accusations. Places help us are useless both inside and outside the courtroom, don't you know? I do. But I also know that I do have a leg to stand on here. You can stop making that ultra serious face in front of me. If you could please stop laughing for just 1 second. I'm going to make any headway like this. So we're going to have to show her exactly how related to the KG incident she is. Miss Yu, I believe that I have proof of your connection to the KG-8 incident. That file is your proof? Very well then. Why don't you tell me exactly how I'm related to the KG-8 incident? Your connection to the KG-8 incident is through the victim. The victim's name is CCU. You will note that she has the same last name as you. Can you really still tell me with a straight face that you are not related to this case? Sorry, we're not related. Just kidding. You asked that question with such a serious look on your face. I couldn't help but... I ask that you please tell me the truth! Alright, I'll tell you everything I know. As you guessed, the one who reported the smart activities of the Amano group was my sister CCU. As I thought. And she was killed right before she was to testify at the impending trial. By Manny Kochin. But because he was tried once and was acquitted, he gets to live out the rest of his cushy life completely carefree. All because of a lack of evidence. Now, I heard that the evidence against the victim did exist. What? I heard it from Mr. Faraday himself after Mr. Kochin's trial was over. Apparently, a man in black made off with the most important piece of evidence. Then, the evidence had been tampered with! Isn't it just like a criminal to do something like that? Smuggling being run out of the Amano group by one of its secretaries. They bailed Mr. Cochin out. Turns out they were in league with each other all along. How big was that smuggling wing? Was it a large operation? I don't really know. Which is why I wanted to become the lead defense on this case that people are calling the second KG8 incident. But I haven't learned anything new at all. I was probably expecting too much, I know. Maybe you think this case has nothing to do with the smuggling ring? I don't know what to think. Why did Mr. Cochin want to meet with you earlier? Actually, he came to watch the trial. Apparently, he only found out that I was a defense lawyer on this case after he had arrived. He figured he should say hi. And one other thing. Looks like you couldn't resolve anything this time either. Too bad. What's that supposed to mean? Oh boy, stop it with the scary face already! I'm fine. Really, I gave him a good slap across the face. The way he talks about slapping him as he laughs away is kind of creepy. But it's just as Mr. Bad said. He's not related to the double murder. I asked around and people in the gallery claimed that he was in his seat the entire time. Talk about cruel fate. Well, this is about all I know. Sorry. Guess I wasn't much help, huh? That's not true. I'm sorry I made you a cost to pay for time in your life. That's if you really are too serious for your own good. You really need to learn to relax. We wouldn't want you to die of stress, would we? Thank you for the advice, but there's no need to worry. I walk in my own way, and I will catch this criminal in my own way as well. You'll see. Look at you with your game face on, ready to go. I'm making no such face! No, laughter's the best medicine, Edgeworth. Don't you get tired of making such a serious face all the time? I'm charged with making sure that all the criminals of this world are found guilty. I have no need for laughter. There you go, making that face again. Oh well. I've got to get going. I just have a few loose ends I need to tie up. The KG8 incident and this murder investigation. It is my belief that these two cases are related to each other somehow. Plus that Detective Gumshoe. It's obvious he's lying, even though the lie is hurting his chances. Clearly this case is far from over. But whether or not that detective is the murderer can only be determined once I've completed my perfect investigation. Mr. Von Karma, I swear to uphold your honorable name, or my name isn't Miles Edgeworth.